Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are now discussing linguistics portion. And first of all, we'll be talking about linguistics in general. So let's have MCQs on linguistics. What is linguistics? All about introduction to linguistics, its branches, and all that is included. So first of all, a term introduced by linguistics socio, which refers to the state of a language as it exists at any given time. So it is synchronic. Like synchronic linguistics deals with the study of language at some particular time. So diachronic जो है उसका opposite है, that is through time, like through the history. What is scientific study of language called? So scientific study of language is linguistics. What is the study of sentence construction? So the study of sentence construction होती है उसे हम syntax कहते हैं. Dash is relationship of words, how they formed, and the relationship to other words in the same language is morphology. So morphology deals with the study of words के minimum जो units होते हैं words के वो कौन से हैं, किस तरह बनते हैं और इनका बाकी words से क्या relation. Study of human speech sound is phonetics. The study of meaning is semantics. The study of meaning है वो semantics कहलाती है, जिसमें हम देखते हैं कि meanings कैसे बनते हैं, बदलते हैं. The study of language in social interaction is sociolinguistics. That is about language and society. Dash is the study of interrelation between linguistic factors and psychological aspects. So that is psycholinguistics, जो कि deal करती है जो language factors हैं और उस पे हमारा brain किस तरह से अंदाज होता है, language कहाँ पे localize होती है, कैसे language को सीखा जाता है. Language might be started by imitation of sounds, which early men and women heard around them. So this describes, so this is bow-wow theory. So bow-wow theory was regarding onomatopoeic words जो कि sound से मिलते जुलते हैं, जैसे scratch, screech, crash, boom, bang, ये सब. So this is bow-wow theory. The biological basis of formation and development of human language is called glossogenetics. So this is glossogenetics, which is talking about biological basis of formation of human language. Human beings can talk about their present, past, and future. So this property is called displacement. So ये animals में नहीं होती. इंसान future की बात कर सकता है, present की, past की, refer कर सकता है इन तीनों ज़मानों को, लेकिन animals are only concerned with now, here and now. उनको वो past को refer नहीं कर सकते अपनी language में, वो future को determine नहीं कर सकते. They are only concerned with the present. There's no connection between a linguistic form and its meaning, so it describes arbitrariness. So this is also a property of language कि जो linguistic form है, for example dog है, अब dog की जो real shape है और जिससे dog को लिखा जाता है इंग्लिश में DOG, इन दोनों के दरमियान बज़ाहिर कोई connection नजर नहीं आता shape के वाले से. So linguistic form और उसके meaning में ये highly arbitrary relation है, इनका आपस में कोई logical connection नहीं है. We utter new and novel words and sentences, but animal can't. It describes which property, so that is productivity. कि हम language बोलते हुए A to Z 26 letters, अलिफ से ये 37 letters, इनको use करके thesis लिख लेते हैं, बड़ी बड़ी books लिख लेते हैं, यानी productivity है इन words की. लेकिन animal अगर sad है या happy है तो वो उसी sound को थोड़ा सा बड़ा छोटा कर देंगे, लेकिन sounds same रहेंगे. A little change in sound can change the meaning, describes which property of human language. So this is discreteness. So discreteness means कि एक sound है प, एक है ब. So प, I, n, ये pin है. So ब, I, n, ये bin है. So छोटा सा प और ब ये sound change करने से जो वर्ड है उसके मीनिंग चेंज हो जाते हैं. सो ये डिस्क्रीट लेवल पे हम इन साउंड्स को देखते हैं इसमें. So the general study of characteristics of speech sound is called phonetics. The study of movement of speech organs in articulation of speech, or the study of how the speech sounds are made, is called articulatory phonetics. कि हम sounds बनाते कैसे हैं और speech organs उसमें role क्या play करते हैं. So this is articulatory phonetics. The study of perception of speech sound is called auditory phonetics. So ये जो हम सुनते हैं वो auditory phonetics है. और साउंड्स हम तक पहुंचती किस तरह है, किस मीडियम के जरिए, दैट इज acoustic phonetics. So the use of verb Google in the phrase Google it represents a case of word formation via conversion. So यहाँ पे क्लास चेंज हुई, कन्वर्ज किया गया, लाइक वही नाउन उसको सेम वर्ब के जरिए रिप्रेजेंट किया गया. सो दिस प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड कन्वर्जन. Acoustic phonetics is the study of physical properties of speech sound. कि sound की जो physical properties हैं उसमें उसका उतार चढ़ाव, जिस तरह वो ट्रांसमिट हुई, कितने लेवल पे, मैग्नीट्यूड पे ट्रांसमिट हुई. The study of signs is called semiotics. तो semiotics इस sign language और sign की स्टडी से iconic relations इनसे डील करती है. The bound morpheme acts as inflectional morpheme in quieter. So हमारे पास bound morpheme होते हैं जो आगे further derivational और inflectional morpheme में change होते हैं. Derivational morpheme वो होते हैं जिनको use करने से हम मुख्तलिफ नए words को derive कर सकते हैं. Inflections में हम s या es का इजाफा कर सकते हैं, लेकिन इससे class change नहीं होती. If a syntactic rule is applied more than once in generating a sentence, then it is known as recursion. So this is a recursion in syntax, कि जिसमें एक सेंटेंस को जनरेट करने के लिए एक से ज़्यादा दफ़ा syntactic rule अप्लाई किया जाए. When the meaning of one form is included in another, so that relationship is called, so that is hyponymy. So hyponymy क्या है कि जब एक like meaning एक form का किसी दूसरे के अंदर included हो. Like जो animal है और जो plant है दोनों living beings हैं. So इस तरह से ये hyponym है क्योंकि they're co-hyponym of living beings. तो उस लिहाज से ये co-hyponyms हुए उस एक relationship के हवाले से एक बड़ी stem के जिसका नाम living being है, क्योंकि plants भी living being है, animals भी living being है. The knowledge of the physical context of the speaker is necessary to make sense of the, so this is make sense of the deictic expressions. So deictic expressions कौन से हैं? These are the expressions which like are spatial, temporal, ये time के deices होते हैं, space के, place के deices होते हैं, persons के deices होते हैं. So फिजिकल कॉन्टेक्स्ट का होना क्यों ज़रूरी है कि मैं अगर आपसे अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी में हूँ, आप भी वहाँ पे हैं, मैं आपसे कहता हूँ कि लाइब्रेरी के सामने आ जाओ. सो दैट स्पेशल डेक्सी इज लाइक फिजिकल कॉन्टेक्स्ट इज सिमिलर. वी हैव सेम फिजिकल कॉन्टेक्स्ट, यू नो व्हाट लाइब्रेरी आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. लेकिन मैं आपको यहाँ से अगर ऑनलाइन कहता हूँ कि लाइब्रेरी के सामने आ जाएं, तो आपको वो आइडिया नहीं होगा कि मैं किस चीज़ की बात कर रहा हूँ. सो जो फिजिकल कॉन्टेक्स्ट है वो डायक्टिक एक्सप्रेशंस में आता है. सो वो जो ये किसी ने क्वेश्चन किया कि ये रेफरेंस नहीं है, वो रेफरेंस के अंदर फिजिकल कॉन्टेक्स्ट का होना जरूरी नहीं है. रेफरेंस और इन्फ्रेंस दे आर डिफरेंट थिंग्स. In its general sense, it refers to the creative capacity of language users to produce an endless numbers of new sentences. So this is productivity, कि हम endless sentences बना सकते हैं. Dash is term introduced by Chomsky to describe the actual use of language in concrete situation. So that is performance. Like जो इसके concepts Chomsky के, that was competence and performance, और जो Saussure के थे, they were Lang and Parole, दोनों में बातें तकरीबन सेम थी. Like competences are ability to use language in all the settings, and performance is the actual use of language. The system of communication within a community is Lang, जो कि एक system है proper, like the way language should be spoken. A pair of terms introduced by Chomsky in 1965 to describe native speakers in intuitions about grammatical correctness or otherwise of sentence, that is acceptable or unacceptable. Like we have knowledge कि दही खट्टा है या दही खट्टी है. This is what the native speakers already know, what terms are acceptable and what are not acceptable. The study of language and mind, which has greatly advanced our understanding of the way in which we acquire the language. So that is psycholinguistics, जिसमें mind का role होता है language की development या acquiring के साथ. Who argues that language is unique evolutionary development of the human species and distinguished from the modes of communication used by any other animal species. So that was said by Noam Chomsky. Which one of the following is a feature of speaker rather than their speech? So that is coherence. So coherence जो है वो speech से ज़्यादा speaker पे dependent होता है. Like I may include coherence in my sentence, but that all depends upon me, not on the sentence itself. There are 24 consonant sounds in English IPA. So total जो हमारे पास sounds हैं वो 44 sounds होते हैं English में, जिसमें से 20 vowel sounds हैं और 24 consonant sounds हैं. उन vowel sounds में भी 12 जो हैं वो monophthongs हैं और जो 8 हैं they are diphthongs. The term interlanguage refers to a system of rules generated by the speakers of L1, the first language, who are learning L2. कि हम रूल जो L1 यानी जिनकी लैंग्वेज फर्स्ट लैंग्वेज है वो जब सेकंड लैंग्वेज को लर्न कर रहे हैं तो अपनी फर्स्ट लैंग्वेज के उन रूल्स को यूज करते हैं उसकी लर्निंग के लिए. Which one of the following constitutes an adjacency pair in conversational analysis? So that is two linked phrases of conversation. के जो लिंक है, क्या हाल है, मैं ठीक हूँ और सुनाओ सब ठीक ठाक. सो ये जो पेयर्स लिंक होते हैं आपस में दे आर सेट्स. Which one of the following statement is true of discourse? So all are true about discourse, गुफ्तगू के हवाले से कि it can be found in interview data. It is how language operates in real life communicative events. Or discourse is language at level which is broader than a sentence. So the coexistence of two different varieties of language in a society which differ in their social status is known as Diagnosia. कि आपके पास दो लैंग्वेजेस हैं जो कि सोशल स्टेटस में एक दूसरे से डिफरेंट हैं. एक का स्टेटस हाई है, एक का लो है. So if you're having two such varieties, so then it is Diagnosia. A hybrid language which develops its own grammar and vocabulary and also acquires the status of native language of a group of speaker is known as Creole. So इसको हम आगे डिटेल में भी डिस्कस करेंगे. Creole basically pigeon का एक second phase है कि pigeon converts into Creole and then Creole converts into a language. The cult of seeing postmodernism as the converse of the ideals of enlightenment is opposed by, so that is Jürgen Habermas. He opposed these ideas. Which of the following lived during the Romantic age in the history of English literature? So that is John Clare. 1. The vocal cords are spread apart and the air from lungs passes between them unimpeded without any stoppage. That's meant. So the sound is called both unvoiced or voiceless. कि जब vocal cords spread हो जाते हैं और हवा lungs से होती हुई उनके vocal cords के अंदर से बगैर किसी रुकावट के गुजरती है तो जो sounds produce होती हैं उन्हें unvoiced या voiceless sound कहा जाता है. When there's some vibration in vocal cord while producing sound, the sound will be voiced. कि जब impeded sound होगी, रुकावट होगी, तो फिर vibration पैदा होगी. ऐसी sounds को voiced sounds कहते हैं. The total number of vowels and consonant sounds, so 20 or 24, in total 44. The sounds in English language are classified as bilabials, dentals, alveolars, labiodentals, plato-alveolar. So ये इनके place of articulation है कि हमारे मुंह की वो जगह जहां से हम words को articulate करते हैं. The sounds which are performed using both upper and lower lips are called, so they are called bilabials. Yeah, like both lips together. Bi means two, labials lips. So जब हम ये sounds बोलते हैं तो हमारे दोनों lips touch होते हैं. F and v. So ये जो sounds हैं, so they are labiodentals. Like हमारे जो lips हैं उनके ऊपर हमारे ऊपर वाले दांत उनको टच होंगे तब ये साउंड्स निकलेंगी. जब आप ये साउंड्स बोलेंगे तो यू विल सी आपके ऊपर वाले दांत नीचे वाले लिप्स पे टच होते हैं. सो दैट्स व्हाई दीज आर लेबियोडेंटल्स. सो d and z. So these sounds are called alveolar. Okay, they're pronounced with the front of the tongue on the alveolar. Okay, जब आप ये बोलेंगे alveolar क्या है? alveolar ridge है, यानी आप दांत के अंदर अगर आप अपने थंब को टच करें तो उसके बिल्कुल पीछे एक हार्ड सी प्लेस है. दैट इज alveolar ridge बेसिकली. सो ये साउंड्स जो हैं वो alveolar कहलाती हैं. alveolar ridge is the place. Sounds are called alveolar. कि जब हमारी जुबान की टिप इनको टच करेगी तो ये वाली साउंड्स सामने आती है. सो ये साउंड्स वेलर साउंड्स हैं जिसमें हमारी जुबान alveolar ridge से भी थोड़ा सा पीछे को जाती है. एंड देन सो ये जो साउंड्स हैं ये साउंड्स दीज आर लाइक जब हम साउंड्स को बोलते हैं तो अब उसका इनिशियल, ये पहले जो हमने डिस्कस किया वो थी प्लेस ऑफ आर्टिकुलेशन. सो ये मैनर्स हैं. सो जब हम ये साउंड बोलेंगे तो अचानक एक एक्सप्लोजन होता है. अचानक हम उससे पहले बिल्कुल माउथ क्लोज होता है, कंप्लीट क्लोजर होता है, और फिर हम उसे रिलीज करते हैं. सो इसलिए इनको स्टॉप्स भी कहते हैं क्योंकि हवा स्टॉप होती है पहले, और प्लॉजिव इसलिए कहते हैं कि अचानक धमाके के साथ हम इन वर्ड्स को इनका खराज होता है. The consonants having air pushed through the narrow opening are called fricatives क्योंकि वाइब्रेशन पैदा होती है, फ्रिक्शन होती है उसमें. Find out liquid consonants, so they are l and r. So these are called liquids. In American English, if it occurs between vowels, it is pronounced as d. For example, rider. So rider को बोलते हुए कई दफा हम rider कह देते हैं, या metal को this is made of metal. So ये जो को d में convert कर देते हैं American English में. So this process is called flapping. So the only lateral sound among these is l. The dash sounds are mostly articulated with obstruction in the vocal cords. So जो ये जो sounds हैं ये obstructions के साथ पैदा होती हैं. So these are consonant sounds. जिनमें ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन नहीं होती दे आर कॉल्ड वॉल साउंड्स क्योंकि इसमें फ्री फ्लो होता है एयर का. मोनोफ्थोंग्स जो हैं दे आर लाइक those sounds like और diphthongs जो हैं इनका जो नंबर है like 20 वॉल साउंड्स हैं तो उसमें 12 जो हैं दे आर monophthongs यानी सिंगल साउंड्स, and then 8 are diphthongs that means के combination of two sounds. The study of speech pattern is called phonology. क्योंकि जो phonetics है that is scientific study of that is the study of human speech sounds. But जो phonology है that is study of human speech sound in some particular language. So जब language specify हो जाएगी so that is phonology. हर एक language की अपनी phonology है. Smallest unit of sound is called a phoneme. The versions of one phone are called allophone, like tar, star. अब जो मैं इसमें फर्स्ट वाला बोलूं tar, so tar में टे की आवाज इसमें एस्पिरेशन नहीं है. जब मैं सेकंड वर्ड बोलता हूं स्टार, so इसमें एस्पिरेशन है, वो tar ठार की आवाज दे रहा है. So this is variant of that tar sound. So t is variant of t sound. So t is variant of allophone of t sound. A sound pronounced with one puff of air is called a syllable. Syllable consists of onset and rhyme, दो हिस्से में, and rhyme is further divided into nucleus and coda. The consonant after the nucleus is called coda. The syllables having onset and nucleus but no coda are called open syllables. And like where there is no onset but there is nucleus and coda. So nucleus means vowel, coda means consonant. So that means that this is closed syllable. There are one or more consonants before or after nucleus, which describes consonant cluster. कि हर syllable में एक vowel का होना जरूरी है जो कि nucleus का रोल प्ले करता है. उससे पहले और बाद में vowels भी हो सकते हैं, normally consonants होते हैं. तो वो जो एक complete cluster बनता है, that is called consonant cluster. When two phonemes occurring in a sequence and some aspect of one phoneme is taken or copied by the other phoneme, the process is called assimilation. So assimilation, like the word blood bank, so that is not blood bank, that is blood bank. So the sounds you have, that sound changes to b sound, blood bank, not blood bank. So this is process of assimilation. Similarly, good boy, good girl. So that is not good boy and good girl. So the omission or deletion of some sound from a word is known as elision. जब कोई एक sound हम minus कर देते हैं, so that is elision, like handkerchief and handkerchief. Handsome and handsome. When name of a company becomes the name of its product, it is called coinage. जब कोई word इतना famous हो जाता है कि that becomes a part of language because of its popularity, so that is coinage के नया word आ गया. जिसका YouTube is a new word, Google is a new word. When one part of a word is joined with the other part of word, we get a new word. So this process is called blending. Like fog or smoke मिलके smog बन जाते हैं. When one part of a word is joined with other part, we get a new word. Such types of words are called इसके दो मीनिंग है, दो terminologies यूज होती हैं. So portmanteau and blending. So where this portmanteau is written, it means blending as well. If a word of more than one syllable is reduced to shortened form, for example, sometimes laboratory is lab, gasoline is gas, advertisement is ad. So this process is called clipping. Doctor को doc कर दिया हमने, professor को prof कर दिया. So this is clipping. So if a long word is reduced to a single syllable and then Y or E is added to the end to make the words, for example, handkerchief को hanky कह दिया, breakfast को breaky कह दिया. So this is called hypocrism. A change in function of a word, then noun is used as a verb or verb as a noun. Just like Google is a noun, Google it as a verb. So this is conversion. NASA, NATO, UNESCO are examples of acronyms. So there are various definitions defining acronyms. Normally, acronyms don't have dots within them. और ये मिलके कंप्लीट वर्ड बन जाता है. हम इसे NASA नहीं पढ़ते. We read it a complete word, NASA. To form new words by attaching affixes to the existing words is called derivation. के existing words के साथ हमने affixes लगा दिए, beautiful, beautifully या faithful, faithfulness. तो ये affixes हैं. Affixes जो है इनमें suffixes, prefixes दोनों आते हैं. So the study of forms of words is called morphology. Originally, morphology is biological terms which sees the minute parts of body. A minimal unit of meaning or grammatical function or a minimal unit of word is called morpheme. A word or a group of words which has one meaning is called lexeme. So this is one entry in dictionary. One dictionary entry is called lexeme. The morphemes which are independent to give meanings and they can stand by a single words are called free morphemes. Like the word free itself. A free को उससे पहले आगे कोई affixes लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है. जो अकेले stand नहीं कर सकते, जिनको stem चाहिए या free morpheme चाहिए, so they are called bomb morpheme. Like ER और NESS, ये अकेला हम नहीं लिख सकते, इनके लिए इससे पहले कोई word का होना जरूरी है. All affixes in English are bound morphemes. The word to which affixes are attached is technically known as stem. Like faithful is stem, unfaithful के लिए un लगा दिया, तो वो एक affix है, यानी prefix लगा दिया. Full लगा दिया, faith के साथ अगर full लगा देते हैं, so that is also stem, like affix, यानी suffix लगा दिया. Ness लगाएं उसके end में, तो वो भी एक affix है, यानी suffix लगा दिया. So faith is the stem for it. Lexical and functional morphemes are two types of free morphemes. कि ये they can stand their own. Noun, verbs, and adjectives, they are lexical morphemes. Like they're free morphemes. Articles, pronouns, and prepositions cover functional morphemes, जिनको हम derivational morphemes भी कह सकते हैं. Bound morphemes कह सकते हैं. So which of these types of morpheme is used to indicate the grammatical function of a word? So inflection morpheme जो है वो grammatical function play करते हैं, जिसमें हम run के साथ s लगा दें. So that is telling the grammatical function of running in the present time. उसको ru double n ing कर दें तो that makes it continuous. लेकिन stem same ही है. There are total 8 inflectional morphemes in English language, जिसमें s है, er है वगैरह. The study of rules of language covers grammar. I shot an elephant in my pajamas. So it is an example of deep structure, because this sentence is giving us two meanings, whether I was in my pajamas when I shot an elephant or elephant was there within my pajamas, so I shot it there. The information given by the subject in a sentence is called predicate. Predicate वो information है जो कि subject के साथ related है या वो देता है. Painting, smoking, fishing are examples of gerund. Like painting, he is painting, ये verb हो गया, and painting is my hobby, so the verb is converted into noun. Yeah, smoking, he is smoking, verb. Smoking is injurious to health, so this is working, the verb is working as noun. So इस तरह इनको gerund कहा जाता है. Class, team, and committee are examples of collective nouns. Following two languages are considered classical languages. So these are Greek and Latin languages. Which of the following approaches deal with a set of grammar rules and focuses on the teaching of grammar rules? So that is prescriptive approach. जो prescribed की जाती है. So mention the approach which discourages the too much focus on rules and languages. So that is descriptive approach. कि आप language के rules पे ज़्यादा focus ना करें, language सिखाना शुरू करें. Syntax is originally taken from Greek word. The study of order or arrangement of words in a sentence is called syntax. The study of meaning of form is called semantics. The table was listening to the music. The sentence syntactically is correct, but semantically is wrong. क्योंकि टेबल वॉज लिसनिंग टू द म्यूजिक, ये कंफर्म करता है सिंटैक्स के रूल्स पे कि इसमें कोई खराबी नहीं है, लेकिन इसका मीनिंग नहीं बन रहा कोई, तो सिमेंटिकली ये गलत है. When the meaning of one form is included in the other, so we have discussed it, that is hyponymy. Horse is hyponym of animal. Animal भी living being होते हैं, horse भी living being है. So these are hyponym. When two words have different spellings but have same pronunciation, like meat, meat, floor, floor, they are called homophones, like giving the same sounds. When one word has two or more meanings, or two words having two different meanings but same spellings, like bank of the river or bank, जो financial institution है, so these are called homonyms. When one word, one form has a different meaning, which are related by extension, the term is known as polysemy. Like head है तो सर वाला head है तो head of the family है तो head of the institute है, इस तरह. Words frequently occurring together, like bread and butter, husband and wife, salt and pepper, so these are called collocations. When a part represents a whole entity, so that is known as synecdoche. The study of intended speaker meaning is called pragmatics. The study of meaning is semantics and intended meanings is pragmatics. The set of words used in the same phrase or sentence is called a linguistic context. So linguistic context is also known as co-text. Words that cannot be interpreted at all without the physical context of the speaker are called dixes. ये वही बात जो हमने पहले की कि dixes के लिए physical knowledge का होना जरूरी है. And additional information used by a listener to connect what is said to or what is meant by is called, so that is inference. कि आपने कोई reference दिया और अगले ने उसको infer किया. A subsequent reference to an already introduced entity is called anaphora. जब एक चीज डिस्कस हो गई तो जब उसको दोबारा refer किया जाएगा, so that will be anaphora or anaphoric expression. Linkage of ideas in a text is called coherence. A conversational knowledge structure which exists in memory is called schema. So schema क्या है basically कि if I go to bank, I know कि how to go to bank, क्या करना होता है, क्या माहौल होता है, ये सारा कुछ. So that structure within my memory, that is called schema. When we feel extremely difficult in production of speech, which part of our brain is damaged? So language is basically localized in left hemisphere of brain, बाएं हिस्से में होती है. So बाएं हिस्से में बहुत सारे एरिया हैं, इसमें ब्रोकास एरिया है, वर्निकिस एरिया है. इनमें से मुख्तलिफ हिस्सों पे जब ज्यादा या कम चोट लगती है तो लैंग्वेज की कॉम्प्रिहेंशन या प्रोडक्टिविटी मुतासर होती है. सो ब्रोकास एरिया जो है वहां पे अगर हिट लगे तो लैंग्वेज प्रोडक्शन खराब होती है. वर्निकिस एरिया अगर हिट हो तो स्पीच कॉम्प्रिहेंशन डिफिकल्टीज होती हैं. मोटर कॉर्टेक्स क्या है बेसिकली? ये वो एक लाइक ये कंट्रोल करता है आर्टिकुलेटरी मसल, जॉ, टंग और लेरिंग्स, इनकी मूवमेंट को. एंड एक्यूएट फेसिलस ये क्या है? ये वो फाइबर्स हैं, ये वायर्स हैं जो कि इन ब्रोका एरिया और वर्निकिस एरिया को कनेक्ट करती हैं. लैंग्वेज इज लोकेटेड इन लेफ्ट हेमिस्फेयर. The inability to produce a speech or comprehend the speech is called aphasia, yani Broca's aphasia, Wernicke's aphasia. When the baby is 3 months old and he can only produce clear vowel sounds like ka, ga, जो बच्चे बोलते हैं शुरू में, so this stage is called cooing. Babbling stage जो है वो 6 months से है कि एक बेबी जो है वो nasal और fricative sounds निकाल लेता है. What is difference between acquisition and learning of a language? So acquisition is natural and learning is conscious effort. So acquisition वो होती है जो कि हम बचपन में जिस हमने हंसते खेलते रोते लैंग्वेज सीख ली. अब जब हम इंग्लिश को सीख रहे हैं टेंसेस पढ़ के, so this is learning of it. Which one is traditional method of language? So that is GTM, यानी grammar translation method. कि हम सिखाते हैं पहले A for apple, apple means save. So this is grammar translation method. When you mix L1 and N2, यानी first language and second language, and make another language, that is called interlanguage. When when speaking in one language, if he shift to another language, so that is called code switching. जिस तरह मैंने अब किया कि I was speaking in English the whole sentence and then I switched to Urdu और मैंने फिर एक sentence उर्दू का बोल दिया जिस समय अब दोबारा किया. So this is called code switching कि आपने English के switch बंद करके shift कर गए उर्दू के switches पे. Code mixing is कि जब हम बात करते करते उसके अंदर mix करते हैं codes English के किसी और उर्दू में, जिस समय अब दोबारा कह रहा हूँ कि मैं बोल उर्दू रहा हूँ लेकिन I am mixing कि मैंने 2-4 कोड अंदर मिक्स किए इंग्लिश के. और इंग्लिश बोलते हुए if I say कि I was going to school, then I saw a samosa there. So now this samosa is Urdu word basically. So ये मैं उसको जो add करूँ, this is called mixing. English is derived from which of the following major language? So this is German, West Germanic language थी. A particular form of a language which is peculiar to a specific region or social group is called dialect. जो कि एक social group जिसको बोलता है जिसके अंदर vocabulary का difference होता है ज़्यादा. Dialect is peculiar to vocabulary, while accent is peculiar to pronunciation of specific group of people. A variety of language developed for some practical purpose among groups of people who don't understand each other's language, so that is called pidgin. कि वो लोग जिनको एक दूसरे की जुबान नहीं आती वो आपस में कम्युनिकेशन के लिए एक नई वैरायटी डेवलप कर लेते हैं. So that new variety is called pidgin. When a language developed for some practical purposes, तो जब इससे टाइम हो जाता है और एक नई कम्युनिटी इसको बोलना शुरू कर देती है, so that is Creole. The personal dialect of each individual speaker of a language is called idiolect. So this is highly specific to every person. हर बंदे का एक different तरीका है बोलने का, apart from his pronunciation and dialect, so that is his idiolect. दुनिया में अगर like 8 billion people हैं तो 8 billion idiolects हैं. Variations in language according to use in specific situation is called register. Like law का register और है, medical का register और है. Technical vocabulary associated with a specific field or group, like that is called jargon. So वो जो हमारे लिए jargon है वो उनके लिए register है. So वही दो languages हैं society में, so that is Diagnosia. The study of language in relation to brain is called neurolinguistics, जो कि brain और इसका relation देखती है. Language का society से ताल्लुक हम देखते हैं sociolinguistics में. Chomsky ने बताया कि competence is the ability of a person to be able to use the language, and performance is the exposure or its application. Who gave the concept of competence and performance? So that is given by Chomsky. The concept of langue and parole is given by de Saussure, Ferdinand de Saussure. The set of all possible grammatical sentences in the language is called langue. And all the utterances that have actually produced in the language, they are called parole, जो कि उसकी performance है. The major names related to the behaviorism theory are Skinner, B.F. Skinner and Watson. Big and small are examples of gradable antonyms. हम grade कर सकते हैं कि big है तो how big, small है तो how small. According to Dash, we perceive the word as our language leads us to perceive. So that is Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. कि language जो है वो thought को determine करती है. The originator of the theory of structuralism is de Saussure. The study of language through its history is called diachronic study. Omission of a word from a sentence is called ellipsis. और जो लैंग्वेज और लिटरेचर का जो ब्रिज बनाते हैं, जो इनको आपस में कंबाइन करती है, ये टेक्स्ट का एनालिसिस करते हैं, उसके लिंग्विस्टिक एनालिसिस, सो दैट इज स्टाइलिस्टिक्स.